Chosen one, you've got them debating, not just gossiping, but full-on battles breaking out over you. This goes far beyond envious opinions. Entire groups are meeting, arguing, strategizing, all because your existence threatens what they built on lies. People who barely know you suddenly have the loudest opinions. Why? Because your growth exposed their excuses. Your truth shook their entire hierarchy. And when they flip, when they admit what was done to you, the whole operation collapses in seconds. Truth is about doing what you never had to. Win for you. Think about someone standing on a stage with a microphone, and every single time your name comes up, something is prepared to say. That is not concern, that is obsession, that is a campaign. And the person close to you heard it so many times that it started to sound like truth. Here is how the operation functioned. First, you became controversial. Normal aspects of your personality got framed as problems. Your confidence became arrogance. Your boundaries became coldness. Your standards became judgment. Everything good about you got twisted into something questionable. Second, an atmosphere of fear around supporting you was created. Anyone who spoke positively about you got questioned. Anyone who defended you got labeled as naive or manipulated. It became socially expensive to be in your corner. The cost of standing with you seemed higher than the cost of standing against you. Third, messages got coordinated. Everyone suddenly had the same opinion about you. Everyone told similar stories. Everyone used the same language to describe you. That is not coincidence. That is collaboration. The narrative needed to sound unanimous, because if even one person broke rank, the whole thing would fall apart. And the person close to you got pulled into it. Participation in conversations that weaponized your name began. Nodding when lies were told started. Observations that fed the false narrative got added. Becoming part of the machine designed to destroy you happened. And here is the thing that is going to haunt them. You saw it happening. You watched the choice of crowd over truth. You witnessed the trade of your connection for comfort, and you said nothing. You did not fight for them. You did not beg them to see clearly. You simply stepped back and let the choice be made. That decision, your decision to let go, is about to become the most powerful move you ever made, because now the consequences of choosing wrong are drowning them, and you are standing on solid ground watching the truth do what truth always does. Rise. There was one sign so obvious it should have stopped everything. One red flag so massive it should have made everyone pause and think. But the momentum of the campaign created such a rush that it got missed completely. Why were these people so obsessed with you? Why did your name come up in every conversation? Why did people who barely knew you have the strongest opinions about you? Why was there so much investment in making sure everyone saw you negatively? Normal people do not behave this way. Healthy people do not dedicate this much energy to someone claimed to be insignificant. Well-adjusted individuals do not coordinate campaigns against people supposedly not cared about. The level of obsession alone was evidence that you represented something that terrified them. You were living proof that their way was not the only way. You were evidence that people could choose differently and thrive. You were a mirror showing them exactly what they were not willing to become. And that mirror had to be shattered before anyone else looked into it and saw the same reflection. But the person close to you missed this sign. Being so busy trying to keep peace with the group meant the most important question never got asked. Why do all of you care this much? No wonder existed about why there was so much pressure to see you a certain way. No questioning happened about why disagreeing with the group narrative felt so dangerous, and that blindness cost everything. Because while focus stayed on maintaining position in a toxic environment, connection to someone real was being lost. While defending people who were lying was happening, someone who was telling truth was being betrayed. While choosing the crowd was occurring, their own knowing was being abandoned. The consequences of that choice are becoming undeniable, and every single day reality is teaching a lesson that got refused when you tried to show them. Discovery is happening that the people defended do not actually care about them. learning is occurring, that the environment chosen over you is predatory, not protective. Understanding is dawning, that something real got traded for something fake, and now both are gone. Think about the absurdity of this situation for a moment. You had people who would gather together, and the topic would somehow always shift to you. You had individuals who could not get through normal conversation without mentioning your name. You had an entire network of people who seemed to have appointed themselves as experts on your life, your choices, your character, despite having limited or no direct interaction with you. This is not normal social behavior. This is fixation. This is obsession disguised as concern. This is a group of people who were so threatened by your existence that you became the common enemy to create false unity among themselves. You needed to be the problem, because if you were not the problem, looking at themselves would have to happen, and that was too terrifying. If this resonates with your inner knowing, hype this video to help fellow chosen ones find their way here. The person close to you should have recognized this pattern. Recognition should have come about how unnatural it was that so many people were so focused on someone who was not even present. Notice should have been taken about how conversation would be going one direction and then someone would steer it toward you. Questioning should have occurred about why people seem to have so much energy for talking about you, but so little energy for working on themselves. But it did not get seen. Or maybe it did get seen and ignoring it was chosen because acknowledging it would have meant standing apart from the group, and standing apart felt too risky, so going along with it happened. Participation in the obsession occurred. Voice got added to the chorus of people who had way too much to say about someone who was simply living life. Now the red flags are seen everywhere. Now understanding is happening about what was really occurring. Now recognition is coming that the obsession was never about you. It was about control. It was about fear. It was about a group of people who were so insecure in their own choices that tearing down anyone who chose differently became necessary. You were not the problem. You were the scapegoat. You were the target needed to unite themselves against their own emptiness. And the person who is close to you is dealing with the shame of having missed something so obvious, wrestling with the reality that participation in something sick happened without seeing it until too late is occurring, confronting the truth that allowing weaponization against someone who never deserved it took place is happening, and that weight is crushing right now. Something broke. Maybe it was one contradiction too many. Maybe it was a lie that did not line up with reality. Maybe it was divine intervention cracking through delusion. But something caused the person who turned away from you to start seeing clearly, and when that first crack appeared, everything started falling apart. Noticing patterns that had been ignored began. Remembering conversations that did not make sense started. Questioning why certain people always brought your name up commenced. Recognition of manipulation tactics that had been invisible began happening. The person who was always talking about you suddenly seemed suspicious instead of concerned. The constant negativity started feeling manufactured instead of genuine. The unified opinions started looking coordinated instead of organic. And with each realization, the weight of betrayal became heavier. But here is the part that did not get expected. The consequences are not just emotional. Things are falling apart tangibly. Relationships are ending. Opportunities are disappearing. Health issues are manifesting. Financial problems are emerging. It is like everything attempted to do to you is happening to them. And in the quietest moments, thinking about you cannot stop. About how right you were. About how different things would be if trust in what was known instead of what was told had happened. While this person is drowning in private awakening, something bigger is happening. The entire operation against you is being exposed, not quietly, not slowly, publicly, rapidly, undeniably. Conversations supposed to stay hidden are coming to light. Group chats are being revealed. Planning sessions are being exposed. The coordination is becoming obvious to everyone watching, and absolute chaos among the people who participated is being caused. Because here is the thing about conspiracies, everyone involved is connected. When one person gets exposed, the threads start pulling, and suddenly everyone is visible. When one lie falls apart, questioning all the lies begins. When one manipulator gets revealed, seeing all the manipulation starts. Arguments are erupting, former allies are turning on each other, accusations are flying about who said what and who did what. The unity present when attacking you has completely dissolved now that consequences are being faced. Scrambling is happening, panicking is occurring. Trying to rewrite history and distance from the campaign willingly participated in is being attempted. Some are doubling down, too committed to the lie to admit truth now. Some are playing victim, acting like being somehow forced to coordinate against you happened. Some are going silent, hoping that if nothing is said, people will forget the role played. But the exposure is relentless, truth is pouring out from everywhere, and no way to stop it exists, and the person close to you is watching this unfold in real time. Seeing the true nature of everyone defended is happening. Witnessing the consequences of aligning with dysfunction is occurring. Understanding that you were not dramatic when walking away is dawning. You were discerning. You saw what was coming, and removal before it could consume you happened. But staying occurred, the choice to stay was made, and now being caught in the collapse helped create his reality. And every new revelation, every new exposure, every new consequence is a reminder of what got lost when choosing them over you happened. People outside the group are starting to ask questions. Outsiders who heard the gossip are now seeing the gossipers for who they really are. Those who were fed the lies are now seeing the liars scrambling to cover tracks, and the contrast is undeniable. You stayed silent while talking happened. You stayed consistent while contradictions piled up. You stayed calm while panicking occurred. And now everyone is wondering who was really the problem all along. The gossip about you has transformed into gossip about them. The debates about your character have shifted into debates about theirs. The questions about your motives are now questions about their motives. The entire focus has flipped, and being under the microscope now belongs to them. A monster that cannot be controlled was created. A fire that cannot be put out was started. A door that cannot be closed was opened, and here is what is killing inside. Realization is happening now that every conversation had about you was actually revealing something about themselves. Every criticism made was a confession. Every flaw attributed to you was a projection of their own issues. Every lie told was evidence of their own dishonesty, exposing themselves the entire time without even knowing it took place. The person who was closest to you is seeing all of this with new eyes, remembering specific conversations where red flags were everywhere is occurring, recalling moments when the obsession with you seemed excessive is happening. Recognizing how unnatural it was that your name came up in context that had nothing to do with you is dawning. Someone would be talking about their day, and somehow it would circle back to you. Someone would be discussing their own problems, and somehow you would become the scapegoat. Someone would be celebrating something good, and somehow a way to diminish it by comparing it to something negative about you would be found. Now here is where everything shifts. The person who turned away from you is not just waking up privately. Speaking up publicly is happening. Challenging the narrative once supported is occurring. Defending you to the very people once agreed with about you is taking place, and explosive confrontations are being caused. A full-scale debate is happening now with your name at the center. Arguments about who you really are. Confrontations about the lies that were told. Heated discussions about the manipulation tactics that were used. And this person is on your side now, fighting battles that should have been fought when you were actually there. The manipulators are angry that independent thinking is now happening. Defensiveness exists because tactics are being exposed. Aggression is present because being cornered is known. Some are trying to gaslight back into compliance. Some are threatening isolation if falling back in line does not happen. Some are playing victim, acting like betrayal is occurring by telling truth. But it is not working anymore. Once manipulation is seen clearly, being manipulated the same way again becomes impossible. Once gaslighting is recognized, its power disappears. Once understanding that being used happened occurs, going back to being used willingly cannot happen. A line that cannot be uncrossed has been crossed. Too much has been seen, too much is known, and going back is not happening. So the debates continue, and brutal is the word. Family members are involved, friends are choosing sides, the entire environment is fractured. And your name keeps coming up, not because you are there stirring drama, but because the truth about what was done to you is the spark that ignited this entire explosion. The thought was that burying you with lies could happen. Instead, the lies are burying them. And the person turned against you has become your most passionate defender in your absence, fighting for your name harder than fighting for their own integrity when you were present is happening. Before, everyone was unified in negativity about you. The conversations were echo chambers where everyone agreed and reinforced false perceptions. Comfort existed in the consensus, safety existed in the numbers, validation existed in the uniformity of opinion. Now, the consensus is shattered. Now people are arguing different perspectives. Now voices are challenging the narrative. Now division exists where unity used to be. And this division is causing everyone to examine what is actually believed versus what was told to believe. The person defending you now is bringing up moments that do not align with the narrative. Sharing experiences that contradict the lies is happening. Revealing conversations where you showed character that goes against everything the group claimed about you is occurring. Forcing everyone to confront the possibility that being wrong happened is taking place. And people do not like being wrong, especially when being wrong means participation in destroying someone innocent occurred. So the debates are getting heated, voices are being raised, relationships are being damaged. The environment once unified in attacking you is now divided over defending you, and the irony is not lost on anyone paying attention. The very thing attempted to do to you, isolate and destroy you, is happening to them. The division attempted to create around you is now dividing them. The chaos attempted to bring into your life is now consuming theirs. And here is what makes these debates so powerful. Happening in the same spaces where the gossip happened is occurring. The same family gatherings where your name was dragged through the mud are now hosting arguments about your character being defended. The same friend groups that bonded over talking negatively about you are now fractured because participation refusal is happening. The same group chats that were filled with lies about you are now battlegrounds where truth is fighting its way to the surface. You are not in these spaces. You are not present for these conversations. You are not defending yourself in these debates, but your truth is defending itself through the person who finally woke up. Your character is being vindicated by the very person who once questioned it. Your name is being cleared by the very voice that once joined the chorus against you, and you did not have to say a word. You did not have to fight. You did not have to prove anything. The truth is proving itself, and it is devastating everyone who bet against it. Now let me put you onto something real. Destiny Engine. I built this because I was done watching chosen ones get dragged through betrayal, isolation and attacks while their enemies strutted around unchecked. I want to help you accelerate the speed of your divine justice and step fully into your purpose. And the beauty of it, you don't even have to lift a finger. Destiny Engine takes their downfall and flips it into your rise. This isn't another meditation app. It's declassified consciousness technology, the same mind programming tools your enemies once used to install fear, competition and scarcity, re-engineered to restore your sovereignty and align you with the cooperative, upgraded operating framework. It generates personalized sequences mapped to your divine purpose. The hardest thing you'll do is put on headphones, press play, and watch your enemies keep digging their own grave. The collective upgrade is underway. Start your Destiny Engine for $1 today and turn everything they did to break you into fuel for your rise. Link in the description. As the debates intensify, deeper truths are surfacing. This was not just about disliking you. Specific agendas at play were not being discussed openly, and now those hidden motives are being dragged into the light. Someone in that group wanted the person close to you for themselves, maybe an ex who never moved on, maybe a friend harboring secret feelings, maybe a family member whose attachment crossed healthy boundaries. Your connection was seen as a threat to their own agenda, so weaponizing the entire environment against you happened. Being the one always bringing your name up occurred. Being the one with constant stories about you happened. Being the one turning normal moments into scandals took place. Being the one feeding narratives designed to create distance between you and this person occurred. And all of it happened while pretending to be concerned, protective, caring. And this revelation is devastating, because it means every doubt about you was planted, every suspicion was manufactured, every negative perception was strategically fed, independent thinking was not happening, programming was occurring, and participation in programming without even realizing it took place. Now confronting the orchestrator is happening, now demanding answers is occurring, now refusing to be controlled anymore is taking place, and even more chaos is being caused because manipulators do not let go of control easily. When exposure happens, fighting back occurs. When influence gets rejected, escalation happens. When breaking free from programming takes place, every tactic to pull back in gets tried. But it is too late. The veil has been lifted, and what is seen now cannot be unseen. This person studied the dynamics carefully, identifying who had influence in the group happened, figuring out who was most susceptible to suggestion occurred, discovering what insecurities could be exploited took place, learning what buttons to push to get desired reactions happened, then planting seeds started, small comments here and there, little observations that seemed innocent but were designed to make people question you, things like, "Did you notice how they acted when," or "I am not saying anything bad, but have you ever wondered why they got said?" The manipulation got framed as concern, the poison got disguised as care, the lies got presented as reluctant truth-telling. And it worked because people trust those who appear to be looking out for them. People believe those who seem hesitant to speak negatively. People accept information more readily when it comes packaged as concern rather than criticism. The orchestrator knew this. Exploiting it happened. Weaponizing the very traits that make people trust each other occurred. Eventually patterns become visible. Eventually the person who is always stirring the pot gets noticed. Eventually the one who always has something negative to say reveals true nature. And that is what is happening now. The person who was closest to you is looking back at every interaction with this orchestrator through a new lens, and seeing the manipulation clearly now is occurring. Remembering how this person always found a way to mention you, even in conversations that had nothing to do with you, is happening. Recalling how this person would share information about you that seemed designed to provoke a reaction is occurring. Recognizing how this person would play both sides, pretending to defend you to your face while planting doubt behind your back, is dawning. This orchestrator created scenarios to test loyalties. Something slightly positive about you would be said to see who would defend you and who would pile on with negativity. Information would be shared, and watching how it spread would happen, tracking who was willing to gossip and who tried to shut it down. Gathering intelligence on everyone was occurring, figuring out who could be used and who needed to be isolated, and the person close to you is realizing every single test got failed. Every time a chance to defend you existed, staying silent or joining in happened. Every time shutting down gossip could have occurred, participation happened instead. Every time questioning the narrative could have taken place, reinforcing it happened. Failing you over and over again occurred, and seeing it until now did not happen. The orchestrator also created division between you and this person specifically. Sharing things you supposedly said that were designed to hurt took place. Misrepresenting your actions to make them seem suspicious happened. Creating misunderstandings and then positioning themselves as the reasonable voice trying to help navigate the confusion they created occurred. This is next-level manipulation. This is not simple gossip or jealousy. This is strategic psychological warfare designed to destroy your connections and isolate you completely. And the person close to you is seeing all of this now. Understanding how thoroughly being played happened is occurring. Recognizing how much damage was done by someone trusted is dawning. And anger exists, fury actually. Because giving this orchestrator power over perceptions, over relationships, over life happened, and that power was used to destroy something beautiful. Now let me bring this back to you, chosen one. Where have you been during this entire collapse? Rising has been happening, building has been occurring, thriving has been taking place. Living your truth so loudly that no lie could drown it out has been your reality. Waiting for vindication did not happen. Pausing life, hoping truth would be seen, did not occur. Shrinking because people were talking about you did not take place. Your standards stayed high. Your energy got protected fiercely. Moving forward with purpose continued. And while busy coordinating against you was happening, busy elevating beyond reach was your focus. Here is what did not get understood. The thought was that isolation would break you. The thought was that turning people against you would destroy you. The thought was that creating chaos around your name would stop your progress. But who you were dealing with got forgotten. That chosen ones do not need crowds to validate them, got forgotten. That real power does not come from popularity, got forgotten. That you were built for exactly this kind of pressure, got forgotten. So while talking was happening, you were building. While scheming was occurring, you were growing. While spreading lies was taking place, you were living truth so undeniably that reality itself became your defense. You did not have to say a word. You did not have to defend yourself. You did not have to prove anything to anyone. You simply lived, and your life became the testimony that silenced every lie told about you. Look at where you are now compared to where leaving you was attempted. You are not broken. You are not defeated. You are not bitter. You are not diminished. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are clearer. You are more aligned than you have ever been. The betrayal refined you. The isolation strengthened you. The attacks revealed what you are truly made of, and now operating at a frequency cannot even be comprehended by them, let alone reached. Your peace is your power. Your growth is your revenge. Your elevation is your vindication. And fighting for any of it did not have to happen. You simply refused to lower yourself to their level. You refused to participate in their circus. You refused to waste your energy on people who weaponized theirs against you. And that decision, that choice to protect your energy and focus on your path, is why you are winning now while they are collapsing. While you were minding your business and building your life, the universe was handling your business in ways you could not have orchestrated yourself. Justice is being served without you lifting a finger. Truth is being revealed without you speaking a word. Karma is being distributed without you wishing it on anyone. Everything attempted to do to you is manifesting in their lives now. The isolation wanted for you is being experienced by them. The confusion attempted to create around you is now their reality. The destruction aimed at you has boomeranged back onto them. And it is not just emotional or spiritual, it is tangible and visible. This is not you getting revenge. This is natural law in action. This is the principle that energy returns to its source. This is the spiritual reality that operating in darkness against someone walking in light cannot happen without facing consequences. Attempting to dim your light resulted in losing their own. Attempting to block your path resulted in creating obstacles in their own. Attempting to poison your name resulted in poisoning their own lives. Attempting to stop your elevation resulted in causing their own descent. And the beauty of it is that doing anything except staying in integrity did not have to happen. You did not have to plot or scheme. You did not have to wish harm on them. You simply stayed aligned with truth, and truth defended you. You stayed connected to your purpose, and purpose protected you. You stayed in your power, and power elevated you beyond their reach. The person who turned away from you wants to come back. Thinking about you constantly is happening. Contemplating how to reach out is occurring. Rehearsing apologies is taking place. Hoping for a chance to make things right exists, and you have a decision to make that nobody else can make for you. An apology motivated by consequences is not the same as an apology motivated by genuine transformation. Someone reaching out because life is falling apart is not the same as someone reaching out because your value is truly seen. Someone defending you now that truth is obvious is not the same as someone defending you when it would have cost them something. Fighting for your name now is happening, but where were they when you needed them to stand beside you? Calling out lies now is occurring, but where was that energy when the lies were being told in real time? Recognizing your worth now is taking place, but where was that recognition when you were actually present? These are questions only you can answer for yourself. These are considerations only you can weigh. You get to decide what happens next, not based on what is needed by them, but based on what you need. Not based on their guilt, but based on your peace. Not based on their growth, but based on your boundaries. You get to decide if this is someone who gets access to you again. You get to decide if the relationship can be rebuilt. You get to decide if their awakening earns them a place in your life moving forward. Doors are opening that were said would stay closed. Opportunities are coming that were said you did not deserve. Blessings are flowing that attempts to block occurred. Connections are forming that attempts to prevent happened. And every single manifestation is evidence that being in control of your destiny never belonged to them. Being just obstacles that your purpose moved through on its way to fulfillment is their reality. The person close to you sees this now. Watching you thrive in ways told you would not is happening. Seeing you elevated to places told you could not reach is occurring. Witnessing your success in areas told you would fail is taking place, and every new level you reach is a reminder of what got lost when choosing the crowd over the connection happened. But here is what you need to understand about this elevation. It is not just for you. It is also a message to everyone watching. It is proof that truth always wins. It is evidence that integrity gets rewarded. It is confirmation that stopping someone who is aligned with their purpose cannot happen, no matter how hard trying occurs. Your rise is not just your vindication, it is their education. Your success is not just your blessing, it is their lesson. The debates happening about you now are not your concern. The chaos unfolding in that toxic environment is not your problem. The consequences landing on everyone who participated are not your responsibility. You removed yourself from that situation. You walked away from that energy. You chose yourself when being chosen against happened. And that choice is why you are free while being trapped in wreckage created by them is their reality. Let them debate, let them argue, let them scramble to salvage what is left of credibility. You have already moved on. You have already leveled up. You have already claimed the victory that was always yours. Your name might still be in their mouths, but your spirit is untouchable. Your character might still be their topic, but your peace is unshakable. Your life might still be their obsession, but your destiny is unstoppable. You are a chosen one. That means disrupting systems just by being authentic happens. That means exposing darkness just by standing in light occurs. That means winning battles you never fought because truth fights for itself takes place. That means rising even when attempts to bury you happened because you were planted, not buried, and now blooming beyond their reach is reality. The debate is over. The truth has won. The lies have been exposed. The manipulators have been revealed. The person who betrayed you is drowning in regret, and you are finally free to become everything you were always meant to be without anyone standing in your way. Welcome to the other side, chosen one. Welcome to the elevation said was impossible. Welcome to the peace said you would never find. Welcome to the victory said you would never claim. You made it. You survived. You thrived, and now enjoying the harvest from seeds. Attempts to kill before growing could happen is yours. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of the chapter where showing the world exactly what got lost when choosing lies over your light happens. And trust me, it is going to be legendary, because chosen ones do not just survive attacks. Transforming attacks into testimonies happens. Turning betrayal into breakthroughs occurs, converting opposition into opportunities takes place, and rising from every attempt to destroy them stronger, wiser, and more powerful than before is reality. Now go out there and show them what unstoppable